Today I'd like to share with you my tiny little eco home that I'm living in this Mexican jungle. What's good, y'all? My name is Tristan, and for almost a month I've been living in a little tiny home in Mexico. But by no means is this property a typical tiny home. Matter of fact, I would say this is one of the most unique properties I've ever stayed at. Its uniqueness really comes from two aspects: how it was built and where it's located. I've seen lots of properties in Mexico, even some around me, within a couple hours, that are located truly deep in the Mexican jungle. There's some incredible little lodges for, maybe a weekend, a date night. But for someone like me who is here long term, as I said, I've almost been here a month now, just over 3 weeks, those properties are incredibly impractical due to just nothing being around them. You'd have to have a car or a motorcycle just to get anywhere. You wanna get some food, go to a grocery store, it's gonna be, 30 minutes, an hour drive. So what makes this property unique is it still maintains this jungle vibe and is in the jungle while also being right downtown in the middle of Playa del Carmen. Not right downtown, but between 1 and 2 miles from the city center. There's this big stone wall surrounding this property, and the second you step out of the gate, you're right on the main road. And that brings me to how this place was built, which is the second reason why this place is so unique. The owner who built this property and also lives here, his name is Manuel, and he got this property and built it over 30 years ago. Because Playa del Carmen is a city, people don't realize that it was once a jungle, and while now it is ruled over by concrete and streets and big buildings, its natural environment, the natural habitat here is a jungle. And Manuel wanted to preserve that when he built this property, so he kept every single tree, every single bush, everything that was naturally growing here intact as much as he could. And because he built this place by hand, there are some really unique, custom little, surprises about it. I'm right now in the main pavilion, but I'd like to show you around this property so you can see what this very natural environment looks like and see the minimalist style housing that is built on it. There's this little kind of pavilion right in the center of the property where you can work out, eat, or work, chill in the hammock, maybe read, take the bike for a spin around the city. But as I've said, what really makes this jungle tiny house so special is that it is right in the center of everything, and I want to show you that. So let's go out. We are currently just 1 block away from not just any beach, but one of the best beaches around. You hear that? There are roosters on this property, possums, lizards everywhere. It's so cool because you don't feel like you're in the city. But anyway, there it goes again. From that beach, just a 15-minute walk down, maybe 10 minutes, and we get to a cenote right on the beach. Super cool local spot. And about a 3-minute walk from that is an abandoned building right on the side of the beach. So before I show you inside my tiny house and a little bit more of this property, let's go see what's around.
I found out that I filmed this on a public holiday, plus the sun was setting and it was a cloudy day, so that is why you'll see all these people and why the water isn't as vibrant, bright blue as it usually is.
I've been here for 3 weeks, come here probably every other day, and this is the busiest I've seen it. Usually one of the things that I like about this beach is it's not super crowded, but I don't know, we're about like 200 meters down now. It's a little bit less busy than it was over there. Pretty nice beach. We're just gonna be walking about, 3-4 more minutes over that way, and we're gonna get to the spot where there is a cenote, which is fresh water coming up out of the ground. It makes a little pool right next to the ocean, and then it flows into the ocean. It's a real, I feel so lucky to be living so close to it because it's a real local spot. I've never seen any tourists there. This is it, it's a little freshwater spring that comes up right before the beach, which is right over there. But it is called Playa Punta Esmeralda. I'll link right here if you want to check it out. It's definitely a spot mainly for kids, but honestly, if you just want to sit down, have a drink, or relax, it's a pretty good spot for that too. The water springs up over there, makes this little pond, really blue, beautiful water, comes right through down here, and then goes into the ocean. Again, I've never seen it this busy before, but it is usually a pretty busy area. We're now coming up on the abandoned building right here on the side of the beach. So right there, beach, here we got the abandoned building. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see some photos I took here. I took some photos at the abandoned building, and I took some more photos on this little palm tree that goes sideways right here. But I find this building absolutely fascinating. I think it looks so sick, really cool to explore. If any of you are into photography, I really think you could get some sick shots in here. There's a whole bunch of different rooms and chambers in here, so I don't know, fun to explore. But personally, my favorite spot of it is up top. Pretty sick view if you ask me. Kind of feel like king of the world a bit up here. And if you come over to this side of it, you got a pretty nice view of the sunset. This is my favorite spot to watch the sunset from, like a 10-minute walk from where I'm at. So beautiful, and yeah, it's a pretty good looking sunset tonight. No way, that thing just caught a fish. Oh, you just see him swallow it? It got the fish. That's crazy. I cannot believe I just caught that on film. I was just like stopping filming the sunset, and I saw that bird like swoop down, so I started filming him and then caught a fish right in front of me. All right, we are back inside the property walls, and before I show you my tiny unit, I'd like to show you a little bit just around the lands. This is a pretty large property. There's actually about 20 units of tiny homes here. When you enter, there are 3 larger units to the right that each have 2 beds in it and a little bit more space. And then to the left, there are a bunch of smaller individual tiny homes. And then right in front of you when you walk in, there are 2 larger units, each with 3 different floors of tiny home living. And I can't forget my favorite part. On top of each of these buildings, there is a beautiful rooftop with a great lookout over the ocean and all of Playa del Carmen. Here's another little hangout area. This area has a little grill and some wood to, you know, light it up, get a fire going. One of the biggest pluses to this property, because, you know, a lot of people think tiny home, like, you want to be like secluded and alone, which is nice, but for me, I like having community, and that's exactly what this place has provided. Nico, but John, Tiffany, like I've met tons of friends here. It's incredibly quiet, and I never feel like they're like in my space, but if I ever want someone to hang out with and talk to, you know, they're right there. Here's a little pavilion I filmed the first part of this video in, but you've already seen that, so we're gonna go down here a little bit more. Here's some more units. So we got another tiny home, another tiny home, another tiny home, one back there, and between them, another little hangout area. I feel like, if you look up, I feel like this is a jungle. I mean, you can really tell there's, you know, tons of trees, and it's very like foresty. But what really surprised me when talking to the owner was he's actually not too happy with how many trees are here right now. This region of Mexico has been hit by some serious hurricanes over the past years. He said that there were 2 hurricanes within 2 weeks that were both once every 20-year hurricanes. And as a result, they've knocked down tons of his trees. He was showing me how tons of his trees were leaning on the tiny homes, and while they still contribute to the jungle feel, they're not self-supported. They got ripped out of the ground through the hurricanes, and he replanted them. You can kind of see with the little planter around, but they can't stand on their own. Everything he does with this property is incredibly eco-friendly. You can see in this area he's growing some more palm trees and other trees. He has so many of these little trees potted, just trying to get some more foliage in here, which I would have never thought it needed anything more if he hadn't, you know, brought it up. Here's another case of a palm that's been lifted out of the ground, and he's replanted it. I mean, you can still see it's out of the ground, but it's alive. It's just, you know, leaning on a house and not self-sustaining or self-held. Everywhere you look here, there are tons of these little lizards and some bigger lizards, but these little guys are everywhere. There's also 2 or 3 cats that live on the property. I think they're the owners, and pretty much every single night, if you're hanging out, you'll see some possums run by. You hear that? As you can hear, there's like tons of birds, there's roosters, just tons of wildlife in this little area. Now it's time for me to take you to one of my favorite areas on this property, in an area where you'll really be able to see where this place is located, the rooftop. Here we are. As you can see, another very minimalist style area. You know, he's not too fancy with anything, just more roosters, gotta love them. Just got some plastic chairs and tables. It's not a fancy place at all, and you'll see inside my room, there's nothing fancy about it, but it's just beautiful, it's relaxing, it's simple, it's just, I don't know, everything you really need in a place to stay. So here's the view toward Playa del Carmen city. Not the most beautiful view, but you can see just a bunch of hotels, houses, restaurants. And if you take the camera over to the other side, more hotels, buildings, stuff like that over there. But everywhere in the middle, just where this property is, can't even see the ground, just nothing but green shrubs and trees. This little stretch of beach right here is actually the top area for kite surfing in Playa del Carmen. So every day you'll see tons of kite surfers. It's a kite surfing school right there. Here's the other rooftop. This is my personal favorite and where I spend most of my time. Not necessarily the better one because, well, you can't see the beach and there's not much of a view, but you have a great breeze up here and the trees are a little bit higher on this side, and yeah, I love this little area. Now for the part I know you've all been waiting for, to see inside the tiny home. So we're gonna head on down and I will show you my unit. All right, this is it. Welcome to my tiny home. So as you can see, it is nothing fancy, just 2 beds, a little kitchenette, and a bathroom. I'm right here in the corner of it right now, and you can pretty much see the whole thing in just this shot. And the craziest thing about it is I actually just got upgraded yesterday to one of the big rooms that they have here. It's a complicated story, but pretty much he overbooked rooms, so the last week I'm staying in this room. There's really not a whole lot to show off. I mean, this right here is the little table where I eat and I work. Actually, I never eat there or work there. I pretty much always eat and work outside. Here's the little kitchen. Nothing super fancy. There is no oven, but I mean, you got a stovetop, a sink, a blender, little tea kettle. Has pretty much all the essentials besides an oven. As far as the fridges go, I don't know why I have too many fridges. In my last unit, I had like a normal size fridge. And the bathroom is also nothing fancy. Hey, it's so weird when you film in a mirror. But just a sink, toilet, shower, and you know, if you go right back here, we got the closet. Real quick, I am gonna show you what the unit was like that I've been living in, because most likely if you come here, you're not gonna be in one of the 3 suites. And 3 of the 4 weeks here, I was in one of these rooms. So thankfully, I talked about how there being a good community here. I've made some friends here and they're gonna let me show you their room. Here's my man, Nico. He's gonna let us see his room. And I was talking about the community here. These are some of the friends we've met. How's it going?
Yeah, we're having these amazing bananas with cacao.
Cacao? Yeah.
Yeah, every once an hour.
Once an hour?
Yes.
You cook them once an hour?
Yes. If you try them, then you know why.
Can I try one?
I'm pretty full.
Oh, hey. Let's see what these taste like. They look good. I've never had banana with coconut. Oh my god. That's so good. Really incredible.
So I hold the camera for you because you're dropping. You're fainting.
Wow. Now I know why you have them once every hour. Here we are now gonna be entering Nico's unit. So check it out. He's been here for a while and he customized it with this little bedspread. As you can see, it's a very nice, basic unit, everything you need. Something I love that Nico has done is check out this right here. He has all these little sponges he's collected. He loves going to the sea. He's there every day and he's found some. This one's a really, as you can see, it's a real gritty sponge and it's good for cleaning his dishes. If you come in here to the bathroom, he has a couple more sponges, and this one he says he puts soap on and washes his body with it. It's real, you can see it's like perfect for that. As more people work remotely, these places are incredible. As you can see, Nico has his little desk right here with his computer and headphones and everything all set up. Oh, all the units have TVs, AC, forgot to mention that. But there you have it. This is the exact tiny home I've been living in and was gonna show y'all until I was upgraded on without me asking. But anyways, this is a 20 square meter room right in the jungle, surrounded by nature, animals, but also at the same time right in the city. It's hard to get the best of both worlds, but this property does an incredible job at it. I love my time here, and yeah, if you come to Playa, definitely check it out.